That's very good to hear. Okay, so welcome to the new session. I'm very glad you came. It's nice to see you. So last time we were talking about things such as depression and personal life and basically all your hardships, all your hardships. So today we're gonna go into depth a little bit more about life and mental health and what's bothering you and whatnot. How does that sound? Okay. So first, how are you feeling today? I take it the breakfast was good. Yeah. Our staff, we have the best staff. They love making like all the new types of trending foods that's going around. You probably see them on like cooking shows and whatnot. Yeah, they're really amazing. You should stick around for brunch. It's gonna be some good stuff. Okay. Now, so you said you're feeling pretty okay today. So pretty okay. What does that entail? Is that let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you range? Where is okay for you? Okay. Is there a reason for that? You're one of the most honest patients we ever really see in these sessions. It's not a bad thing, but for people not to be very honest when they're dealing and struggling with stuff. But it's good. It's a good first step, and I think that's why we're flying through our sessions. So let's talk about, it was depression. Yeah. So depression has been bothering you for some time, I see. And anxiety, of course, as well as past occurrences, aka trauma. And today we're going to be, discussing all of the root causes to that. So to start off, it is very difficult. I'm very sorry to hear you're going through that. It can be very, very weightful. It can hold us back, hold us down, make it hard to get over obstacles that we're already halfway over. And sometimes it can even pull us back right in front of the obstacle, right? So when it comes to depression, where are you at? Would you say it's easy to manage, high functioning? Would you say you're in the more, difficult waters, still trying to get your way out, or you feel like you're drowning? Okay. I understand. Thank you for sharing. So, what was it? Oh, okay. All right. That's new. I don't remember you mentioning that in the last session. So what was that? Okay. So when you hear words about your depression from colleagues or parents or maybe even friends, peers, and whatnot, some of them are very insensitive, right? Okay, can you give me a couple of those words? In fact, I'll write these down actually. So, first word is delusional. Okay, what is the next word? Okay, lazy. And you said, okay, I'll put that one down as well. How about we just start off with these and then I'll write the rest down later so we can work slowly but surely. So this first one right here, delusional, let's talk about that one. So when people say things like that, they're usually referencing the current social normality for the word. It's not necessarily medical or, the more accurate definition, true to the definition. So, can you give me an example of when someone says this to you? Okay, I see. So when they say you are acting or being delusional, it's more of their projection of a word or a type of association with the word that comes to mind, and they are throwing it out there as if that's what you are. So when they say, or they can just be uneducated, by the way, but when they say that, it is very harsh to hear, because we here use that as a medical term, and it helps us rule out symptoms and, diagnose others. And it can get confusing if, you come to a session and we say, well, this scenario you described to us was a delusion. And that will, come back to you, and you're like, well, now I'm crazy, I'm insane, all those things. So it's a social normality in our current climate. It's very, I don't know if I have a specific take on it, but I would prefer that, everyone educates himself on these things. So it does not mean it's crazy. It's not synonymous with crazy or insane or, all these things. It's a state of psychosis, you can say. You may believe something that's not there. You may hear or feel or think something, and it may not be true. There can always be some truths ingrained, and sometimes it feeds into the delusion. Sometimes it feeds into a narrative that we have created, but that's not all the way true. What they say when it's like, everything is fabricated, everything is fake, that's not all the way true. Sometimes there are truths and origins and where they come from. So the next one is, we'll touch back on that. If you have any questions, we'll go right back to that, or whether it be in this session, or we can make an entire session about these specific things so we can knock them down and get really, really into those. Okay, so the next one is, they said lazy. So how does it make you feel when someone says you are lazy, despite you communicating to them that you're dealing with depression and anxiety and other mental illnesses and struggles? Okay. That's interesting. We hear that one a lot, actually. The lazy trope, where it's like, a parent, it's usually a parent or a guardian. They see you lying around the house, maybe having Tupperware bowls, plates, food wrappers inside of your room, and you haven't cleaned them out in a while. Maybe dirty clothes pile on your chair, pile in the corner of the room. Maybe you have a pet, and it's a little hard to manage the care of your pet, or even a shower, or brushing your teeth, care, necessities, whatnot. I believe personally, this comes from half ignorance and half, maybe some sort of projection on when they are feeling lazy themselves and what they are used to doing when they are in their lazy state. But the ignorance part comes from the fact that they don't really understand what depression does to one's mind and body physically. It's an actual, it's an actual physical, like, feeling. Like, we feel it when we're depressed. It's like a cloud is over us. We can feel weighted. So when you are dealing with depression, especially a big episode, and you're feeling very down and very dark, and maybe even alone, you tend to isolate or lay down. You don't have enough energy. The chemical imbalances, going haywire right up there, and it's difficult to get a linear task done. And it's common. It's very common. You're not alone. So when that happens, well, first, before it happens again, I would like to say, maybe try to sit them down and talk to them, maybe after the session, and go through a couple of references, whether it's in a book, online resource, a video, and just sit with them and say, I want to share something with you. It's very close to home. It's very close to my heart. It makes me feel misunderstood when these things I'm going through aren't heard out and, paid attention to as much as I would like them to be. So you talk to them about these things and you educate them, and you can be the point of their first lesson, and they will from then on out understand exactly what it is to be depressed and deal with these very, very difficult struggles and obstacles. Yeah. Okay. So I just want to tell you, it's not uncommon. It's also not a bad thing, because we can mirror laziness when we're sick, not just, depressed or mentally ill, but like physically, a cold, a flu, stomach ache, or laying around, because it does help us. It's rest. Our body knows what we need. And every time we get sick, what does the doctor say? Drink more fluids, rest, plenty of sleep, and so on and so forth. So, it can help. It definitely can help. I would still say to try to find some way to be active, even if it's simply cleaning up the small stuff in your room. Take one cup at a time back to the kitchen. You don't have to wash it. Just make sure it's in a different location. And the clothes, fold one every other hour, right? I'm not going to say every 30 minutes in this, because I know how unrealistic this can be. It's discipline. It's like, I can't think of the word, but when you're working and you're at a job and you have to organize this and this, it's very different than doing it on your own, than being like, now I feel like doing it. You can't do that at a job. You can't do that in school. So do it on your own time, every other hour, as long as it's constant in the form of, getting the job done. Eventually, you have to start somewhere, right? Okay. So, let's go through the notes from previous. Okay, let's cross. Okay, are you taking any medication that I should know of? I remember we had prescribed you with, was it Prozac? Yes. Okay. Did you need any refills on that? I can get it. Well, that's a new horn. Wonder what did that. Anyways, like I said, do you need a refill on Prozac or? Okay. Now, how's that making you feel? Have you been taking it as prescribed? Okay. It's been 1 to 2 weeks, right? Oh, 2 weeks. Have you seen any changes? Okay. Now, it's perfectly fine to not experience any change when you're on medication, because me personally, I believe change comes from within. It's not only just medication. Medication is simply a crutch. So let's say you break a leg, right, or an ankle or something, and now you need a crutch to walk. It's the crutch is there to help you stand up. It's not going to propel you forward. The thing that's going to propel you forward are your very legs, whether they hurt or not, and they will hurt. Well, one of them will hurt, whichever one is injured, right? But it's up to you to use that crutch to help you propel forward. But it's not solely propelling you. It's just helping you. And that's what medication is to me. So, I fully understand. I fully get when, you don't like taking medication, or you don't want to, you want to just rely on the nature of things to run its course, and you get healthy on your own. It feels more fulfilling. It feels stronger. It feels like you did it on your own. But even taking medicine is doing it on your own, because look where you are. You got here. It's a first step. But one step leads to many. Can't finish a race without starting, right? So, yeah, when it comes to taking medicine, it's okay to feel the way you're feeling, but just know it's there for you if you need it. So if you need to call us, ring us up, need a refill, maybe you want to, pause your medication, you can come and do a session, and we'll see where you're at and see if that's the best case scenario, right? Okay. So, what you got planned today? Sorry, don't mind me. I love my little drinks. This is a different flavor though. Oh, okay. Binge watching, right? Binge watching shows. I've been binge watching shows all day. You know, almost was late for the job. Don't tell him I said that. Yeah. So, binge watching shows. That's a good one. That's really, that's down my alley. That's right up my alley. It's right up my alley. But yeah, what types of shows? Crime shows, fantasy. I've been into a little bit of fantasy and crime lately myself. Okay. That's a good one. I've never heard of that. What is that about? It's a vampire show. Okay. Oh, there's like 3 other. So are they all the same? One's Vampire Diary, one is Originals, one is Legacy. Okay. Wow. Sounds pretty cool. Have you seen, it's another vampire show. I think it's new. It's based off of a movie, Interview with the Vampire. I think it's on Netflix, right? Yeah, you've seen it. Okay. How do you feel about that? Ooh, okay. It's interesting. I don't think I remember the movie, so seeing the show or the first episode was kind of fun. It was, I don't know. I didn't really feel the vampire-esque, aesthetic, but maybe I need to watch a little bit more. Yeah. It's interesting. Okay, well, is there anything else you would like to talk about, by the way? Okay, so we talked about something very small, something very simple. And, well, not small or simple. My apologies. But, you're very easy to talk to and communicate with. You're very thorough. You're very intelligent. You're very well spoken. So it's easy to me in my eyes, the process in this, session. So it's good. But, if there's nothing else we can get through to today. Tongue twister. If there's nothing further, then we can schedule for next week, same time, same day. Okay. And we have that prescription that you asked for, as well as you mentioned wanting to get a checkup on I can't think of it right. Yes, thank you. On the amount you're taking a week, right? Or daily. Because you know how you up the grams. First you take a couple days. Okay, yes, perfect. So we'll talk about that. I'll go check in with the pharmacy and see what we have going on there. And we'll figure it out, alright? Okay. So all is well. I hope all will stay well. And you have a great rest of your day, night, evening. And yeah, it was nice talking to you. I'll see you next session, okay?